In this video, I'm going to compare the differences between this 2020 budget phone and a 2020 mid-range phone to show their strengths and weaknesses and to make sure that you make a better decision if you plan on buying a used phone. Starting off with design. The A21 has a reflective backing like phones of its time, which can get quite dirty especially on the biometric scanner, and a camera module reminiscent of Mi 10 series phones. The screen is not evenly put around the whole canvas of this phone with this weird jutting corner, which is inevitable in cheap phones like this. But I would say the design, it's alright. But the A04 is a noticeable step up, with quite much more appealing minimalistic design with this glass back that is, wow, that's a fingerprint magnet. Yeah, I would recommend having a case if you're gonna use this phone. And a camera module that follows Samsung's more modern line of thinking. Again, a screen that's not evenly placed around the whole canvas, but again, a jutting out corner, but a design I would give it to the A04. Cameras are where they differentiate. This A04 has a 50 megapixel main, 2 megapixel assist camera. It might be alright for someone who isn't much into cameras, but the A21 has a 48 megapixel main, 8 megapixel wide, 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel assist. A far more powerful camera module. And you do see this when you compare their pictures and video, like I'm about to do right now. When you take pictures on both, the A04 captures more real details, while the A21 has more vibe to it. It has more brightness, more appealing design, and I would argue is a bit more nicer than the clear A04. Videos are where they separate even more. This A04's video is abysmal when you compare to the A21. It's much more grainy, the colors aren't real, and the sky looks just wrong. While the A21 has a much nicer dynamic range, way better color saturation and stabilization. You can see just how much the A04 is jittering around, while the A21 doesn't even look like it's trying. So I would give cameras to the A21. And chipsets can affect this too. This A21 runs an Exynos 850 8nm process chip. Now if you're wondering what this 8nm means, basically the lower this number, the better. But this A04 has a Helion P35 12nm process, which is far worse. And since video needs more processing than a photo, it will affect video. Now the screens are a bit of a tougher pickle to swallow. This A21 has 6.5-inch LCD with a 491 peak brightness, but brightness is measured in a weird way, so I wouldn't think you would ever notice this. The screen is quite clear, pretty responsive, and non-offensive. It's okay for this kind of tier. But the A04, being a newer phone, has all of the advantages of a newer screen. It's again a 6.5-inch LCD with a lower brightness, but much more clearer and much more appealing to look at. If you're wondering why the icons look weird, I have an icon pack installed, and I couldn't recommend it more if you like to make your phone feel a bit custom. So, screens, I would give to the A04. Next up, audio. Now, audio is a bit of a different situation. This A21, for instance, has a bit of a bassier but less clear audio experience. And also the screen, like I talked about before, isn't the best, and you can see that in how the ring is animated. It's an okay audio experience, but when you compare to the A04, you can see what you're missing. This A04, first of all, isn't as loud as the A21 at an equivalent setting, but it's far more clearer. It isn't as bassy, but it's more noticeable. And the screen, you can see how much nicer this ring animates around itself. How much more appealing it is to look. So I'd give audio to the A04. So what's my final verdict on this? I would say there's people for both of these phones. I would argue the A04 is good for someone who likes to consume a lot of media, thanks to its wonderful screen and wonderful audio. But for the vast majority of you, I would rather you have the A21. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.